Hey guys, welcome to the Division 4 and 5 recap. Today I have a nice guest, Rusty Seabutter, here with me. Say hi.
Hey, everybody.
And we're going to be taking a look at Division 4 and 5. So, he's not out of the loop here. He knows exactly what's going on. He's going to tell me what's happening.
I've seen things that you wouldn't believe. Nurgle on fire off of the. I can't remember how the quote goes. But you get the joke.
I get it. And, there's the Bash conspiracy we have, where the Bash teams don't hurt each other, but they hurt the little teams.
They'll
Is that
try
right?
to at least. I mean, I don't know that people have been all that successful, other than maybe a couple noteworthy, more recent examples.
Maybe that's just
I don't think
Trox
we're talking
words.
about those. Oh yeah, true.
Poor Trox gets it every week.
Yeah, well,
Anyway,
I mean, you look at this lineup of this division, and you thought the Chaos teams were going to be some of the scariest, but they've just had a real rough season. Whereas the Nurgle are frolicking in the daisies.
exactly. So let's look at the schedule here and see what's going on.
Yeah,
Starting
let's
off
do
with
it.
a hard-fought win for the Dwarfs against that admin squad. Then the Culinary Delights losing to the Grody Greens. I think I called this one as a tie. Didn't happen. But for the level ups, that's some big level ups. So we got a Wrestle Tackle getting a plus strength. And he's niggled.
Yeah,
I would take that any day. And then the plus strength Rodder gets blocked. So,
yeah, and that's big.
finally.
Finally getting block on that guy and being able to use him.
Yeah, he's now just like a really crappy Nurgle warrior. Like he'll die
Did
in a
you
second, but
did you get a chance to watch this one?
no, I didn't.
Yeah, this was a real conservative game, and I think Grody Greens is running into a real interesting problem with even like this Rodder right here, is that he doesn't have many Rodders that are so low value that you just feel free to foul with them. And so it's a lot less of a fouling intensive Nurgle team than what you're used to, because now all of a sudden you have all this value tied up in a strength 4 block piece.
Yeah, and I've noticed just his warriors aren't getting the development that they need, besides one, which is scary
Yeah, they've
enough.
been a little slow.
But that's just why he's still balanced out at a high TV team, but not overly. Yeah, I think he needs to cycle some riders soon.
Yeah, you cycle this one before we play
Yeah,
Lazarus. That's cool by me.
should have totally got guard. I'm just saying. But
Yeah, guard would be nice. I guess he wants him for a hit and piece.
really looks like the
But
attrition game went both ways equally. For like a 20 block difference, you'd expect more for the Grody Greens.
oh, in terms of converting into injuries and whatnot, yeah,
Yeah,
it didn't even feel like that many blocks. When you were looking at both teams were kind of playing off, playing conservative, sticking to their positioning. No one is really looking to make big commitments until they had to. So typically, I think you see more like 30, 40 blocks per team when it's a game like that. But he managed to pull 54 out of it.
I'm guessing the Beast and Nurgle tied up some people, and then you get like 3 blocks on one guy to knock him down. Could be what happened.
Oh, it always does. That's a sick beast.
Ugh. That thing is disgusting. I like it. Then we got the Big Green Weenies taking 2-1 over the Thingsdorf State. I'm pretty sure I called this one. When the Weenies got it, they played the ball, they got the ball, they broke some dudes. It was a good time.
Oh, they broke some dudes in this one. This one got away from the dwarfs real quick, and he was at one point I think he was just scrambling players to the corners of the end zone and trying to keep his team alive.
Yeah. Just 3 injuries inflicted. That sounds like it happened early, and then I heard that Dwarves did some dodging. Let's see this.
They did wait, yeah. Where's
Yeah, that's 18 successful dodges to 13 failures. So that's over 30 dodges.
it is
Wow.
those nimble little legs. I mean, and I give Tim and his dwarfs credit. He, despite really being down men dramatically to an orc team, which is just never a good position for a dwarf team to be in, he was still trying to make plays and still had kind of a shot at either securing a tie or trying to steal the ball. But when you're making 31 dodges to be in that position, I guess as we can see, about half of them aren't going to convert. Also, he's
Yeah.
dwarves and he gets what he deserves.
Yeah, I can feel it there. Some dwarf hate. And, orc sympathy. Though I
Yeah.
just thought Havoc's team was just ready to take this on. He's got the guard, and he can beat up the little mans.
I think it's big credit to Havoc because I know he was down early in the season and, just getting those wins on the board. And I think he's taken a lot of the advice people have thrown to him to heart, and you can kind of see it coming through in the way he's playing now. Like he's definitely at least not ignoring the ball entirely, which he's had a habit of doing in the past.
Yeah.
So good on him.
Just don't give up in the middle of a match, and it's always good. Maybe make something happen.
Yeah.
Now we got Thick, Rich, and Creamy and the Rebel Rage Quit, with Swiss Tammy, being the nice zombie that they are and taking the MVP while they're dead.
Yeah, this is just trash MVP town all around. 30 player Hob is probably the last guy you want to get an MVP on.
Especially when it just levels him up.
Chorfs. Yeah. Yeah,
he
like what do you
deserves
do with him?
he brings it in the boot. If he doesn't have kick yet, which I think he probably does, but if not, he can fire him. He has like 4 more where that came from.
Yeah, that's true. Swiss Tammy's dead, so nothing to say there.
I think he lost another
Godspeed.
zombie as his second death there.
Yeah, there was both zombie losses, as I understand. But you look at the blocks, and that'll tell you a lot of what you need to know about
Definitely
kind of the
not
way
cheese
both of
bad,
these teams
but,
were
like,
approaching.
Ooh.
Well, but that's still a 2-0 win for the Necro, sustaining 70 blocks, and I think it is indicative. I didn't get to watch the game in action, but from what I understood from it, Arabi was really committing to the punch game and almost ignoring the ball, and trying to just basically play the attrition game and get the Necro out of there. But it wasn't happening.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you can
heard
get
a
zombies
few
out, but there's
regens
so
were
many on
working,
the
and that's what kept him in the game.
Yep, 7 injuries inflicted. You'd expect to see a very different result. I mean, this stat line for Chorf is near perfect, other than ball possession and yards running.
Mm-hmm.
But but look how much the ball was on the ground too.
That's like half the time the ball was literally on the ground.
Oh yeah, more.
Well,
good on Jimmy.
Jimmy did it. That's all that matters. 5 wasted SPP, 1 place. 6 non-wasted SPP in other places.
I got him next game, and I was, you look at a stat line like this, and I was very optimistic that it's like, oh man, I'm going to get a beat up Jimmy, but I didn't. He's perfectly healthy going in next week.
Yep. So Dracwell Day Laborers taking the 2-1 against Le Grand Bleu. I thought,
this is a big one.
Like I said, this was going to be Wood Elves. I think we saw this earlier, so we did see the Dracweld win it. And Mob got stand firm, so he's now the perfect ogre.
I mean, he's been borderline the perfect ogre for ages.
Yeah.
He got block on this ogre the first game he played. He got like a hurt and an MVP in the first game of this team, and he's been riding that block all the way.
Yep.
For his trash humans.
Don't need any other doubles to like make him good. Just block is good.
Yeah. That's the one you need. I mean, pro's nice on a second double, or dodge if you want to make him a real pain in the ass, especially now he's like break tackle and stand firm, but it doesn't matter. It's all bloat almost at this point. You should cut him.
Yeah, should totally cut him. Just, he can still grab strength skills and be good, is what is funny about this. Like, you can still get grab and stuff.
Oh yeah, grab. I wasn't even thinking about grab. Don't do that though. Take frenzy.
More thick skull.
Yeah. You double up that thick skull.
Arm. That's what we need. Can totally throw.
They don't even have a star player, do they? Humans that they can throw.
I think Brick and Grotty.
Oh right, but then you're getting another ogre anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
But looking at statistics.
Oh, go ahead.
Look at the block difference here. Yeah, 11 difference for Wood Elves.
I've noticed you guys exclaim on this often when you're watching the Glam Blue. But the way they play, they really do. It's all for a bash team. It's really difficult to match them in blocks because you'll be marking up elves all over the place. So he's going to get 2, 3, 4 additional hits over because you're only going to get 1 per turn the way he plays. Yeah,
he makes sure to he hits you off rather than dodges away, which is a big difference in his play to other elves I've seen.
Yeah,
and then he does have a mighty blow. So getting
and he's got 3 guard.
Mm-hmm.
3 guard across those linemen, suddenly he's able to get the punches in, and since he can reposition it at will, it's makes him real squirrely and real hard to hold up with. But as I understand from this, I was mostly reading like a Rebel Radio style feed of it. This was a 1-turn touchdown at the half to give him a 1-1 chance for Drackwald Day Laborers, and then he basically kind of pitch cleared them in the second half to secure the win. So big dramatic win.
Very dramatic. And then Nurgle's FTDs versus Eat, Pray, Shove. And that killer is finally getting piling on.
Ugh.
So he's not at Claw yet, so you're okay. But you can see the armor breaks were heavily in Eat, Pray, Shove's ballpark, but they only got KOs and stuns with it. So I would be guessing the boots were coming in.
There was a lot of fouling in this game. I watched, I think, the last few turns. There was a miracle Thrall double GFI 1-die hit on a blodger to take the ball away and secure the tie. So very dramatic finish to this one.
Yeah. I even did play Nurgle's FTDs in a mock match against this team. He's like, what do I do against vampires? I'm pretty sure it just ended up the exact opposite way we played it. Because I would just throw in vampires just to hypnogaze everything, and he just likes to do the attrition game with Thralls here.
Yeah, I mean we covered him last season for Punchmans, and he's pretty good with his hypnotic gazes. He just doesn't do it as much as a lot of vampire coaches out there. But he seems to understand, at least like the methodology and tricks to it.
Yeah, if you're gonna base someone anyway, just hypnogaze them. That's one of the big
tricks. Why not?
So, it's a good tie. Looking at the SVP is just good for Nurgle FTDs, and Ypres Chef got a little bit. Not much, but a little bit.
Yeah, no, it really was a miracle to pull a tie out in this game if you watched it. Like, the Nurgle FTDs had them on the ground the whole game pretty much. And man, they can't, this team needs to start getting hurt and stop getting levels. That would be real nice.
I mean, they're down one of their star Nurgle warriors that had guard and stand firm, so you're fine. It's fine.
I need more to go down, but yeah.
Anyway, let's move off away from there, and let's look at this team that you might know.
Hey.
Ooh.
This may seem like not that exciting of MVP for me, but this was like one of the last linchpin things I wanted to do for development. So market gouging and getting guard here is absolutely huge for me.
Yeah, indeed. Just always having that bit of guard that you need is great. Great stuff.
It's just that last, it's that last mobile piece because I only have it on one other blitzer. Mm-hmm. So now having and also having a guy that's kind of cheap guard instead of a 5-skill piece with guard is real nice for kind of managing TV and not getting, this orc team's getting to the point where real soon it's going to get bloaty. And it's like right on the cusp of it, but I'm enjoying the efficiency. Testro played a real nice game in this too. Just, a lot of key plays weren't happening. My punches went off a little better than usual.
Yeah,
4 injuries inflicted, 1 kill.
Only 2 KOs. A little bit off there. But he's not hitting with Claw Mighty Blow. So that's maybe the difference there.
Yeah, well, and I think that's really what he's struggling with at this point. It was, going into the match, I was kind of excited about it. I was like, there's not that much Claw, there's not that much Mighty Blow, there's not that much guard. So I can just settle in, even though I like to play kind of a more agile orc team, I could just settle into punching and not worry about it because I knew I was going to outguard him dramatically.
Yeah.
So it's a long rebuilding process for this team because they're pretty beat up.
Yeah. Skeller Gentleman just needs to kind of go on the Mighty Blow Claw train. Just every level is going to have to become that. I got stuck in an Agility Chaos team, and I didn't have the Mighty Blow Claw to get myself out of the rut, so I had to start over with a different team. Try not. Yeah,
you had like a marquee player to build around too.
Yeah. It was also just my ball carrier died. I still didn't have a killer. Like 3 things went wrong.
Yeah, and even with the real nice stat lines you see in Chaos, like if you're down those kind of essential functions, it gets real tough. And I think that's what they're dealing with this season.
Yep. They make their specific players, and once they die, you have a hard time bringing them back. That's why I like the Minotaur on here. He had some Claw.
I don't ever like a Minotaur. I mean, I think it was him or one of these two I had in Division 3 last year, and he had a super Minotaur that got killed early this season. I can't remember who had it. And that thing just wrecked me last season. But otherwise, I typically love seeing Minotaurs because I know it's going to stand there wild animaling for half the game.
It's about your opinion and how well they use it.
Yeah, but do you want your primary blitz piece to be a big guy? Or are you going to say, I'm not going to rely on the blitz as my function? So I'm happy for you to be, blitzing every turn with a big guy, because sooner or later it's going to fail at like an awful time.
Yeah. It's always just you don't do it at your central, and then when you want to move them, you start using the blitz action. And then sometimes you can always just pin a guy next to him, and then they have to stay there or they have to trip up at the end of their turn. And catching them there can be that extra removal that you want.
Oh, yeah.
So
and they can remove.
So let's look at a couple of the teams. Or actually, sorry, let's look at next week and then we'll look at some teams.
Okay.
So we're just going to act like a couple of these guys didn't play for the bit. So things Dwarves Hate are going to finally get a nice little admin recovery after Havoc.
Yeah, it was good timing on that form.
Have some fun. Grody Greens versus the Rebel Rage Quit is going to be an interesting match to see. Will Arabi decide to kill Nurgle?
This, he will. I don't know if you were following
the claw piece
shit
now.
talk. Well, he's got the claw piece now, and apparently the Grody Greens are the team that broke his spirit and made him decide to just go full kill with this Jorf team. And so this is his big revenge game against Lazarus. There's apparently a lot of bad blood in this one, and I'm real excited to watch this, especially because I think I get Grody Greens right after. Or I get Rebel Rage Quit. I get one of them. So you boys go ahead. You just kill the hell out of each other. Works for me.
Turn 16 fouls both ways, guys. Come on, we got to see it.
Oh, we will.
Kill lots of things.
Unless the chat is misleading, it's going to be a slobber knocker, as they say.
So just saying, I think that one's going to be a tie. It's going to be a 0-0 tie.
Yeah, it could. I think maybe if I was going to pick, I'd probably give it a 1-0 Grody Greens win, just because I think he plays the ball a bit more than Arabi tends to with the Rebel Rage Quit. So it's a reasonably likely outcome that Arabi doesn't do what he needs to get that score. But it could 1-1 is I think a very very likely outcome too.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that Rebel Rage Quit just keeps hitting the guys in front, and then there's going to be like 3 Kaz right at the start of the match.
Yeah.
And Grody Greens gets one back or something, and then they're just playing down men trying to get downfield, and it's hard. And then Rebel Rage Quit doesn't play the ball, but protects it enough so that he can try to beat him up more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 0-0. There's another thing that could happen. 0-0, 17 net injuries and kills. Something
both
like
ways,
that. Yeah.
Nah. We'll look at Culinary Delights versus Eat, Pray, Shove. Now, it's very conservative coach versus some hypno gays.
Yeah.
That's going to be a hard one to call, because there's disgusting pieces. But I want to call it for the vampires, because Culinary Delights doesn't have spammed Mighty Blow.
Yeah, I just think Culinary Delights is still on the mend, and Eat, Pray, Shove is coming into its own. So I just think in terms of like where those teams are at in their life cycles, it's Eat, Pray, Shove's sitting in a better place. And Shiggy's a real good vampire coach. He really knows what he's doing with that team. So for a chaos team that's kind of on its heels developmentally, like I think this is a real tough matchup for them.
Yep, definitely gonna be a hard time there.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I'll pick the Vamps on that one.
Then Big Green Weenies versus Scholarly Gentlemen. I think we're just going to see some batting of players around here. And I want to call this Havoc, but I think Scholarly Gentleman's going to pull a big upset. So I'm going to go with Scholarly Gentleman.
I could see. I might even take the tie on this one, but I think Scholarly Gentleman's really going to want this one. Mm-hmm. And Big Green Weenies are fat, coming off their last big win. So they're going to like lose attention a little bit and let the gentlemen sneak on in there with their goats.
Yeah, just if you don't stop them, sometimes they'll just do some stupid stuff and get in that end zone somehow.
Oh, yeah.
And then just to quickly touch, Cowboy Dwarfs beat up Elves. Good job. And 1-1 tie. I think that's what you always wanted from that. Just going to take a quick peek at it. Anything die? Dracula Day Laborers lost like probably a lineman.
They lost a guard piece, like a guard lino, if I'm not mistaken.
His
An
guard
okay
nickel?
piece, nothing that. Yeah, I can't remember which piece. Oh, let me pull it up on the second screen experience. I keep forgetting that I'm the Jimmy here, and I can do that.
Yeah. Rusty, what did we lose on Dracula Day Laborers?
Yeah, it's not the biggest loss in the world for him, but I think there's a lot in the middle value. I think this is one of the original Dracula Day Laborers, Billy the Bricklayer, who's a catcher, and what was he? Was dodge, catch, block, sidestep, diving, tackle. So not a guard piece per se. But,
He was one of the slower developed catchers, where it was just kind of like, yeah, I have this extra one. It's not Sid the Shovel, so I don't care.
Yeah, it's a bit of speed with a bit of annoying skill set. The diving, tackle, and sidestep on it kind of helps him be like a safety or a ball hawk. But it's they're all regular. It's all regular skills, so no huge loss there.
Yep. Just means he's a little trimmed up now.
Yeah.
Still good
Monica's
though.
always trying to make weight. It's all because he's all fat, eating too many calzones.
Them calzones are good though.
Well, yeah, they are.
Okay. Well, I guess we should go to the teams and pick out a couple. I remember I wanted to check. Think that Richard and Greamy didn't get a spotlight yet. So
Yeah, we can take a look at them.
let's pop in, see what Jimmy's doing.
Let's do it.
The next generation is now his motto. It used to be eat a burrito like Jimmy Burrito eats a burrito.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's a little fact there. It was a great time. These wolves
Yeah,
are really
well-
not doing anything for him.
Not yet. Yeah, I mean, when you lose a superstar wolf and then you lose the next backup wolf, it's a pretty painful, especially up at this level of division. It's a pretty painful rebuild process.
Yeah, indeed. He's playing the He's paying the wolf tax for the flesh golems. It's pretty
He
backwards.
is. Yeah,
But
it's not
they're
the
so
tax
good.
you want.
They're so good though.
No, these golems are incredible. The Havarti makes you farty in particular is like one of my favorite pieces. I think in Rel. Not that he does anything particularly flashy or different. He's just so good.
I'm gonna call it his next level up. It's gonna be plus strength. So he just pillars literally anywhere.
Oh, on Havarti? Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be incredible. It does seem like the rich get richer too with the way his points tend to go. Because you look down at his whites, and they've been taking a beating for a long time.
Yeah. Never like fireable like injuries though. Even just
Oh.
with like a minus movement and a niggle. They gotta keep going. And
I think he's considering ditching Melty Monterey Jack at some point. He just can't afford to do it yet. Now he's he's a point away from level.
nah,
So
I
he's
wouldn't
gonna wanna
even
see how
ditch
that
him at
goes.
all. Movement 5 is fine enough. Especially when he's just a guard piece too. I mean, he's not dying. They're fine
Yeah,
until they die.
It's if you look at where the guard distro is, like that's one of two mobile, and you could debatably say zombies aren't really even that mobile as in terms of guard. And with Necro, you're always kind of shifting that line of dudes to protect your wolves as you get down the field. Like losing or diminished mobility on that guard piece, I think does at least hurt on like a tactical level, like on an in-game level, more so than like overall meta development.
Yeah, that's fair. I could see that being a problem there.
Yeah.
But, to be honest, I don't think you can toss him. It's just, he's there in development. He's got the skills you want already. He can get another tackle if he needs it. And at this point, I wouldn't mind a second tackle.
Yeah. No, I think tackle on that piece would be real nice because he's pretty light.
Then it also holds up some extra pieces for you in the long run. It's like, oh, you got dodge? Let me hold you there.
See, I'm going to say he should delete him. He should also delete both of the golems. And
No,
I guess
only
that's
Forever
okay for now.
Provolone, because Havarti makes Farty is just going to carry it by himself.
well, yeah, but I got him on Sunday, so
Ah,
he's welcome to start making start trimming that
start
TV.
trimming. Yeah.
Try to get what's the name of the wolf? What's the
Gene Parmesan?
No, the star player one you can get.
Oh, Wilhelm Chaney.
Yeah, you get Wilhelm Chaney.
See, the problem is Wilhelm Chaney's strength 4, and he's a werewolf. Why would you want that running around?
Yeah, because he'll go away sooner or later. And also, star players always die the first time they get hit.
Oh, that's true. Unless they're big rat. Or actually, especially if you're big rat.
Yeah.
Anyway. He needs some extra zombies in all seriousness. Maybe a skeleton. Or no, he can't get a skeleton. Boo.
I think he'll buy. I mean, because you look at his cash, he's up at 210. He
I think
might
he's
be
gonna buy
rainy
two.
day.
And then
Yeah,
just
I think he'll buy two, and then we'll be
probably
what's
pump a
the
couple
team
cheerleaders.
gonna be? They're 40K off the bat, so that put him up to 1740. That does kind of take away his wizard against me, so he may not want to do that. But I also don't think he just wants to get rid of 60K cash for the sake of maintaining a wizard.
I mean, I would say just getting 2 zombies is really nice, just because once you have them, you have your bench back. And having a bench is a bit important because you're giving away so many hits generally with Necro. I mean,
And
70
zombies.
cough last game, cough.
Well, and like you rely on zombies for a lot more than you'd think, because they're your foullers, they're kind of your initial meat wall that you're keeping, your good players away from especially like when you're playing other claw teams. So you want to have them, but at the same time, like I guess there's a little bit of like a buyer's remorse thing. Is like if you wait long enough, you'll just get them. They'll show up on your team for you with a cool, trophy name. But I don't know if he could wait in this situation.
40K isn't much of a problem, especially when you're over TV, so this is the time to do it.
Yeah, I know he really wants to get a zombie named Zolo Vexer, so I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, don't let him have him. Okay, so we'll move on to a different team. And who do we want to check out?
I don't know who you've been doing lately.
I think we should probably check out Coloring the Lights version 2.
Sure. Yeah, we were just talking about these guys.
Jesus if you like goat. Wait a second. Did I just look at him before? Yeah, I just did this team. I'm joking.
Okay. No problem.
He's got the one development thing that changed, which was plus strength. Which I guess we should look at the Cowboy Dwarfs.
Yeah, we can look at them. I think their development's come along real nice, and they're coming off that big win.
Yeah. Electronic Old Men. So, now we got some pretty interesting players here. By interesting, I mean lots of normal skills, which is exactly what you want until we get to the roller.
Yeah. I mean, well, this is like your prototype high development dwarf team, right? Like you got how many fucking guard is this?
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's a lot of guard. I guess that's what you want, about 8, 9 guard.
Yeah.
And then he's got a pretty good little runner there in Robert Duvall with a fend and kick return, which is, I think, a very underrated skill.
Yeah, kick off return is
slower
really
match
nice.
teams. Especially when you got like teams like Legland Blue running around. You don't want the ball on the ground as dwarves because you just can't recover when elves strike.
Yeah. And then I really like his wrestle tackle strip ball runner. Very fine rolls there.
Yeah, that's the dream, right? Is like you want that one ball popper. You don't use him much, but you can keep him in on defense when you want to keep Robert Duvall on the bench, and you're dwarves, so you've got a bench, especially because you have to have one to protect the Death Roller if you want to save him for the second half. This Death Roller is I think gonna be around for a long time and gonna drive people nuts
until some Chaos team comes around and pops it. But yeah, it's gonna be doing its job. It's big. It has block. What are you gonna do?
Well, block on a big guy is like one of my favorite things in Blood Bowl. I think it's one of the single best skill rolls you can luck into is doubles on a big guy early, and he got it right off the bat.
In general, right?
Well, yeah, and then it's you make them a little. Once big guys start getting even a little bit reliable, then they're a nightmare because you really just sit there and pray that they'll screw up. But block takes that, and it's not like this is a stupid piece that is just going to like throw turns away because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
So now he's hyper effective, as long as you can keep him on the field, and that is the trick.
Yeah. One thing I noticed is this is a 2-man bench, including the roller, of course. But he's gonna have one for when the roller comes off. And then he's going to have one for when a player comes off. So that's actually quite huge for Dwarves, just to have that many men. Which really affects his TV, but, I mean, I wouldn't really fire anybody.
Oh, I've talked to Kyle. I think he's just leaning into the bloat at this point, and he figures nature will take its course and trim him periodically.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, next season is going to be a bit scary going against this team because all these just guard guys are probably going to get like Mighty Blow or Stand Firm right after. Which, if you get like 3 Stand Firm, I'm just saying it's pretty crazy.
No, I think he's a big fan of Stand Firm too. You see it there on Gary Cooper. I will say Chuck Connors is an area where he can potentially add some more versatility to this team. I think blitzers are really underrated in terms of their use in dwarfs. Sometimes like tackle, I think, even though people are like, oh, they got so much tackle already. It's like, but they can't get that tackle over onto the elves.
Tackles.
Yeah, so you see he did it with John Wayne up there. That's his last ad.
And both runners.
And these are very nice troll slayers. Yeah.
Don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, I did not. But yeah, that's good. That's also a good move. So yeah, he's taking it to heart, adding tackle to those fast pieces, and I think that's going to help a lot. I mean, it just did.
Yeah.
Help a lot
I
with
wouldn't
elves.
mind seeing Clint Eastwood just getting a tackle too. Just because, even though he's going to probably be wanting to surf and Juggernaut looks like a good option, which it is, I still just like extra tackle on Frenzy, because then you don't have to really dedicate too much to playing the sideline.
On Clint Eastwood, I think I'd still go Jugs here, just because that speed gives him the ability to affect cages and other stand firm pieces from like much further away. And he's got his killer here in John Wayne.
Yeah.
Actually, what do you do next with John Wayne? Yeah.
You hope for jump up, and if not, you get Pro. Or you get Juggernaut.
Oh, Pro. Yeah.
Or actually, yeah, you can get Juggernaut just to go with Frenzy when you do hit someone.
That's true. I think I might go, I don't know. Pro is such a... People get such buyer's remorse about Pro. They expect it to do a lot more than it does. But I love on my killer, at least, being able to greed reroll without it, my instincts for greed rerolling affecting my actual rerolls.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, I'll click it. That's a skull push. Who cares? Click.
Yeah.
Oh, it's skull push still. Cool. I'll still take that.
Oh, it's double skulls. My life is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I've rerolled in triple skulls. Never a fun time. And I said I was going to do one more team because I accidentally recovered over the Nurgle team that everyone loves to see. So, I think we should look at things dwarves hate as we're on a dwarfy adventure here.
Yeah. And despite his getting knocked around this week, he's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, that's an interesting long period to start with.
Oh, Schick?
Yeah.
Schick, I think, was for a lot of the early part of the season the number one killer in this division in terms of Kaz. I use the term killer a little too broadly, but yeah, in terms of getting injuries, I think this was the most proficient one in the whole division. Yeah. I think that's waned off now.
27 injuries inflicted, 3 kills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a monster.
You know what? I take it back. That's a good player to get pile on.
Yeah, no, it works for him, and it's funny because his names have all been oddly prophetic. Like Schick is a TV trimmer, shaving down your players.
Yeah.
Orcs are lacking agility.
Elves gets dodge,
Yeah. Elves gets dodge. There's another one too. Oh, strength injuries gets strength.
Strength up. Picking up the ball. Oh, 2 speeds or 2 movement ups on this. So good.
Yep. No, really, he really, I don't know, has some strange mystical synergy pulling attributes towards his naming scheme. So good for him.
Yeah.
This is a very nice dwarf team. I think he's getting sick of the death roller because he did not get block on it, but he's 3 points away. So I guess you wait it out, see if you get lucky.
Yeah, definitely you check out. Does he get block? I don't need him. And then you can start over again, or you just don't pick it up again because you're at the point where you don't really need the roller with all your guard. And
he's, again, and you get not block, right? So you're going to get a regular skill. And that puts you at what, 200k value? Like that's a lot of TV to be given for half a game on a piece that isn't even doing necessarily what you want it to do.
Yeah, I can feel you there. Just saying though, picking up the ball can easily just score now. because dwarves have that hard time of just trying to get far enough to score with the 6 movement.
Yeah.
8 movement means they just only have to clear out a little bit of the pitch and then just potato up it.
Oh yeah, yeah. All you got to do is kind of inch your way into a little pocket just past the line of scrimmage. But even then, I think this gives him 1-turn capability as well, especially with the frenzy pieces. It's not that difficult now for him suddenly to put a piece in position to take those shots at 1-turn touchdowns. Which is, if saying that on a dwarf team is very weird. But,
I think he just needs one grab to make that a bit better.
Yeah, I think that would help. I
Also
think
seems
dodge
to be,
on picking up the ball would be good too, but that's the rich getting really rich.
Yeah. Seems to be like a thing just to get the Mighty Blow and to stand firm on these Slayers. Usually you'd expect like pile on or tackle at that point.
I think it's because they kind of wind up being your dedicated blitzer, right? But he is. Oh no, he's not tackle shy. No, he is tackle shy away from his long beards.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he might want to start thinking about tackle on some of these pieces, like we were talking about with Kyle, who's more embraced it. But he's got these jump up pieces too, so that's super nice.
Yeah. So honestly, carnival rides need some tackle. Then roads with hobbits needs tackle. And then pick out the ball, if he doesn't roll doubles, I would be considering tackle because he's amazing safety then.
Yeah, he is. And he's tough to hurt with that fend, which I think is, I guess people say it's underrated enough that maybe it's not underrated, but it's really, once you start getting these higher divisions, it seems like fend is such a nice skill to have.
Yeah, it goes from getting beat up and tossed around into just shot or just hit once. They can't follow up and assist you for the second hit they could have had for you. And it can
just take that. Yeah, just take that piling on away from the claw pieces. It's that alone is worth the price of admission.
Yep, and that's why you get Juggernaut in your killers, right, Rusty?
That's right. It works out sometimes. A happy accident.
Happy accidents. So that's a pretty good dwarf team. What club does he have? Referee rest area for the roller. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's just, especially when up at this TV that he's at, what is he at, 1940? He's not going to be getting inducements all that often. So he needs to get those bribes where he can. But again, it's kind of the problem is he's reliant on being at home to keep this death roller around.
Yeah.
And it's not that great a death roller. So,
yeah, to be honest,
despite the great name,
I'm okay with the death roller leaving because that's 180k right off this roster. And then there's 20k of bloat, so he's like 1920 right now. Get 180 off. You're going to be a competitive 1700 dwarf team.
Mm-hmm.
That's
absolutely.
Something I wouldn't mind. The only person I really don't like is dragons still. Jump up first.
Dragons. I'm okay with it. It's just, I think he took the double because it was there. And he's only 2 points away, so now he can start getting other things. But
he got lucky with his MVP.
I love jump up. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I like it. I just don't like it there because it's like that's 10 more SVP to get when you're already trying to have a hard time for just Mighty Blow.
Yeah, I think what he's thinking about, I think he figures Mighty Blow's coming. And in the meantime, it basically almost immediately gives you 2 extra punches every turn if someone's next to you. Since he's a frenzy piece, he's just going to stand up, get 2 more punches in without using a blitz. Especially once he's a palmer.
Mm-hmm.
And then once he's a palmer, he's gross.
And then strength injuries, I would have liked to dodge there, but jump up's fine. I just hope he doesn't get pile on. Even though it has great synergy with jump up, you don't want strength injuries on the ground with a strength up. You gotta protect that stuff. And give him some guard.
Yeah. Hey, this is a guy that needs to turn into like a stand firm guard piece.
Or
just
some
be
tackle.
a tent pole. Yeah, or tackle. But turn into a tent pole that's got a little bit of mobility. Mobility is always relative when you're talking about dwarfs.
Exactly. Well, it's not relative when you got picking up the ball, but...
That's true. It's faster than me.
Exactly. So, anything else you want to talk about that team?
Pretty straightforward. He's got some cash. So he can make some decisions if he wants to shift anything around. I don't think Orcs is worth getting rid of. It's just a long beard. with an Agi bust. So yeah, he might even be in the situation where he's just got to burn cash for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Or you can get that level 3 stadium, which is dope.
Well, if you're going to get the level 3 stadium, you go down to 150 and you wait for a high money roll. And then you blow all your cash.
Yeah. That's my dream. My dream is getting that next tier stadium for the experience.
See, the real trick is getting 400k and then getting your stadium upgraded.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's and then you're probably dealing with spiraling expenses at that point. On top of
Yep.
Yeah. Carrying that much TV.
Or your players don't die.
It's true. And then don't matter.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be it for Division 4. Let's move on to the next one.
All right.
Let's get over to Division 5 and check out some of these teams. So going first with the schedule, we do have the Lizard off with the Cantankerous Cretaceans losing to the Lizardtechas. I think I was honestly going for Cantankerous Cretaceans because they have like lots of Saurus development compared to Skink development.
Yeah.
But it's
they're
really working
gross.
out here. Yeah, indeed.
It's a very nice lizard team in Basunder's Cantankerous Crustaceans. I think I had them picked as well for what I knew of this game. I played with this guy in other leagues and whatnot, so I'm familiar with them. But Liztekas pulled it off.
One thing I see here is just 67 blocks, 2 KOs, 3 injuries, compared to 41 with 1 KO, 1 injury, the rest being stuns. Yeah, that's probably just, oh, there's a couple Saurus off. Oh, I have more Saurus. Oh, I'm going to win.
Yeah, it just snowballs on you once you get that early edge in terms of removals between the Sauruses. So it looks like Liztekas got that edge and did the right thing. Just turn that into more blocks.
Yeah. So moving on to the next one, we got the High Fivers 1-0ing Corn's Glory. If you don't know, Corn's Glory is a team that just doesn't pick up block, but they get lots of kill skills, and it's great.
Gross.
So just seeing this armor break disparity going in High Fivers and killing 2 of the Corn's Glory, which
Yeah, look at that.
do not mind looking up, I really want to know because he does have a lot of people that are very nice to die there.
Yeah, these are not insignificant deaths. You got a Chaos Warrior, Arca Stairbag. He was Mighty Blow Claw Guard. So that's a pretty developed piece. And then Shagors, which sounds like a stock name. And you shouldn't do that, people. You should name your pieces. But he was a Horns Mighty Blow piece. So not the biggest loss, but still 2 dead developed players is always rough.
Yep.
Especially when you're not taking block.
Yeah, I think the main thing that screwed him over here was he got less blocks and then just nothing fired, while he got really out-removed with 7 KOs, 3 injuries, and 2 kills.
Yeah.
So he just
that's
got
ugly.
pitched.
Yeah, ugly numbers to be eaten as a Chaos team.
That's literally only playing the numbers game. Then we got Organized Crime losing to It's Always Shady in Sylvania. So this is Spicosaurus' Ogres versus just some really nice Necro. Picking up some extra guard there. Yeah, I think
some
this
death
is what
here as
everyone
well.
expected. I'm pretty sure that's a Noblar death.
Oh, it always is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Noblar Niggle, Noblar Death, neither were leveled, so nothing that painful.
Yeah. You just kind of shrug and move on with your day.
Well, and I mean, ogres are such a feast or famine. Things got to break your way. Like consistently winning with them is so hard.
Yeah. It seems like he got the removal game going pretty well with 3 injuries and 2 KOs. Shady and Sylvania just was aiming for those Noblars and got 6 injuries, 3 KOs. I'm guessing
Yeah.
he might have targeted a ogre every once in a while when they had a shot.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but man, they're dead even on blocks. So that could have really gone the other way on them if they weren't careful. And they still did sustain 3 injuries, but I guess none of them were serious. Or no, missed next game on a zombie, which isn't really, that's not that. It's guard block, so you always hate being down guard block.
Yeah. I'd hate
But
being
no big.
down my guard, but yeah, it's a zombie. Then we got the Rebellious Scions versus Nightmare on Elf Street. And I did have a Velociraptor, which is the Scion coach. And he was very, I guess I could say he wasn't optimistic at all for this.
Right.
And I predicted him to win while he predicted himself to lose. Guess I was right. So, just looking at it, 63 blocks, and there was only 1 KO.
That's...
And
Oh, man, that's disheartening. I don't care who you're playing or how much armor. Like, even if you were playing against orcs here with all that armor, like, you get 63 blocks, you expect to see something come out of it.
Yep.
Is that just 8 armor breaks?
Yeah.
So 7 stuns, 1 KO.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Which, to be fair, he still won, and it's not like he was getting out-removed. He only just lost 1 guy to an injury and then a KO.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it is a Delph Mirror match, so it's not that. But 63-33. Yeah, look at that.
Mm-hmm. Just crazy stuff. We did see 5 passes overall in this game. So, it seems like we're moving the ball and punching people, which I'm cool
Filthy
with.
Elves. Filthy Elves not playing the game right, throwing the ball, having offenses.
What are you talking about? 63 blocks makes them practically an orc team.
That's true. 2-1 is an orc score.
Exactly. Anything in note here? Did diving tackle do a thing? Diving tackle did no things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Diving tackle is also one of those heartbreaker skills, kind of like pro, where I think people expect the result to be better than the actual outcomes.
Yeah. I do like it. It's just, it's not one of my main skills I would pick first. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take sidestep over that. I'll take block over that. Oh, do I have block sidestep? I guess I'll take that now.
Yeah, I want it desperately on Solo Vexer, because I want to get that Wolf Rider build.
Yeah, is good. But now we're going to move on to Flyboys versus Cogs of War. I think I went with the Dwarves winning, so it's obviously wrong in that.
Man,
have a nice
Flyboys
lead
took a beating.
Yeah, only 2 deaths, you know.
Only 2. I mean, they're both unskilled linemen, so that's good. But
And
3 missed next games on top of it, including the Ogre.
I was going to say 53 blocks, 7 injuries, 2 KOs, while the humans got 4 injuries and a KO. This was the match to watch if you want some blood.
Yeah, and this is, I guess, one of those dwarf games, right? Where they just start amoebaing around you and like eating you like the blob and chewing all your dudes up. And if you're not, as humans, you just got to get away from them. And if you're not able to do it, let's see what the dodges look like for the humans, Flyboys.
I'm honestly just guessing it was, oh, thrower, hand this off to a blitzer or catcher or something. Score. We did it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at this, what was that other game with Tim's Dwarves? It was 31 dodges for the Dwarves. This is 8 dodges for humans against Dwarves. You're going to get chewed up.
Mm-hmm.
That's brutal.
Yeah. Cogs of War. Did they even dodge? Doesn't seem like it.
Oh, I'm sure they didn't. They're Dwarves, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
I mean, when you're up on
They
numbers, you
didn't
don't
even
need to
dodge.
dodge.
Didn't dodge once.
Just looking at that SVP gain. Whew. 5, 10, 16,
Wow.
18, 20, 24, 25 for dwarves. And then 20 for humans. That's, I would say net gain both ways.
Yeah, that's profitable. I mean, well, yes and no, because you have all this value to replace on the humans, just in terms of cash. So it's good for your development, not great for your team
I'd
kind
pay
of build.
100K for this.
Yeah, that's fair. Pay 100K, lose a couple linemen who are both unskilled, so who cares?
Yeah.
And then you get 20 SPP. That's a nice haul. Take your lady out on the town with it.
Exactly. Though, that's going to leave us to These Violent Delights versus the Rough and Tumble Gang.
One of my
And
favorite team names.
It seems like we had a concede win. So I guess Purple Saber wasn't able to play. So Road Dogg gets this free win, in which he got a guard line woman and his nice passer, or sorry, thrower, gets an MVP too.
Yeah, that's a great MVP on this thrower. Get her closer to the next. Oh no, she just got block. Yeah, this is the thing. We were seeing this in our recaps too, is that sometimes like the results in the game result don't match if it was a concede or a
Yeah.
buy, because since it's manually picked by the admins, it like, I don't know, it's different than what it's showing in the result
Yep.
thing.
Well, yeah, it won't show that they have skills, but if you click on the portrait, it'll tell you what they have now.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's at 31, so she's leveled, got block. That's a fantastic piece. Man, I'm envious of this piece.
No, it didn't just level off. Oh, it did. Okay, you're right. I'm just being dumb. Yeah, got
No,
blocked.
that's what I mean. Like it says 26 to 31 on this screen, and then 31 when you click in, you realize, oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, I
Blood
see what you're
Bowl.
saying. That's how this works, right?
Yeah. Well-coded game.
Perfect. Okay. So Purple Saber, my thing is just play some games. We all wanted to see some Amazons die, and you didn't deliver. And just saying, get it done next time.
And everybody likes watching nice green boys, like the Rough and Tumble gang probably are. So yeah, let people see you green skin fly.
Yeah, and then Fear and Bloating gets their bye-week team, in which we get a Rider level up, not taking Dirty Player, getting some block, and then a nice Ball Carrier MVP, and he's getting really close to his second to last level.
I remember Tradigor. This is
He needs some extra arms, and he's perfect.
yeah, he's a fantastic carry goat.
Or if he
It
gets,
looks like he's only gotten better.
Agility. Ooh, if he gets agility.
That's what happened with Sauce on his Nurgle FTDs. He had a goat like this, and then he rolled agility late. And it's like, oh, cool. I'm so happy for you.
Yep. Agility 5 when dodging through tackle zones, already with dodge? Yeah, sure, I'll take that.
Yeah. No, this is a beautiful carrier. I mean, this I haven't looked at their. I don't know if you want to look at these guys for the roundups, but this team was sick when it left season 1, so I'm sure it's just gotten grosser.
Yeah.
And the buy is always nice for that.
So, we're going to take a quick look at the next week stuff.
Yeah.
So, Liz Tech is versus the Rough and Tumble gang. If Purple Saber does show up, I feel like the Liz Techers will fight him down still. You know, I'm calling Blizzards win this one.
I'm going to cheat and look at the leaderboard while we're doing this, since I'm not as familiar with these teams. So I can kind of gauge off their relative success. So yeah, where's the Liz Tech is at? They're down kind of in the middle of the pack. The Rough and Tumble gang right there with them. So they're pretty even in terms of standings right now. I'm just going to pick the Orcs because they're Orcs, and it makes me feel good in my heart.
I mean, it's 50-50 being right?
Yeah.
And then
Well, I gotta
team
lose.
I feel like is going to win against the Cogs of War. They're showing some prowess this week, I see. Going to be a close match there.
It's going to be karmic retribution for 26 or whatever point game you just had.
And then Fear and Blowing versus Nightmare on Elf Street. So Nightmare on Elf Street has like 3 Agility 5 guys with dodge. And block, you know. He goes places. And Fear and Bloating's your trusted Nurgle team.
Yeah,
I
very
still
similar
think,
records on those guys.
Fear and Bloating's going to be winning this one.
How much tackle do they have? This is the one thing I want to know before I make this pick. I'm going to pop over real quick. Only 1 tackle piece versus all that agi. I'm going to take the dodgy bits.
I mean, I always say Fear and Bloating because they do have tentacles, and you can't dodge away from tentacles until you pass
don't.
a check.
They have no beast.
Oh, you're right.
now.
You don't have a beast. Yeah,
So,
I'm going to change that back to Nightmare on Elf Street. He plays it like it's a Chaos team, and it really throws me off every time because Beast and Nurgle's so good.
I thought he used to have one. I don't know if did he lose it and just hasn't bothered replacing it.
Season, and I just keep
Oh,
forgetting.
okay. Yeah, so it's a farty chaos team.
Yep. Then These Violent Delights, which is Amazons versus Always Shady and Sylvania, which they have a wolf with Mighty Blow and Juggernaut, just to tell you what they did. You know,
And this is a big game. This is number 1 and number 2. Duking it out for top spot. I don't know if it actually changed the standings, but
No. Also to tell you, Road Dogg has been in Division 1. He did it with Dwarves.
which guy is he? Is he the Violent Delights?
He's the
or
Amazon's Violent Delights.
Okay. I'll go with him in absence of any other real knowledge about these teams. Also,
And then-
I like watching Zons.
Yeah, I'm going to just go with always shading Sylvania because this is going to be like the one time where Juggernaut's a great pick and just trying to move people. I think it's going to help out.
Yeah, it makes
a
sense.
little bit. Flyboys versus Corn's Glory. Flyboys, just give you reference, did pretty well in college, and then they went up to the big leagues and had a harder time here.
Well, and they're coming into this game with the two dead unskilled linemen, but then the ogre's out, and then his dodge thrower is out as well. So he's going to be down potentially 5 pieces. So he might have like 3 or 4 or 5 loners floating around. I don't know what his team makeup was.
Honestly,
I think that's going
probably
to
a
be
good
tough.
thing. Going against
What,
Corn's
having all
Glory
loners?
without all your team. Yeah.
Oh, just so you don't take the injuries, so
Yeah.
you
It's
keep
all
yourself
on loners,
healthy.
baby.
Yeah, makes sense. I'll go with the humans just because I like humans.
Yeah, I'm going to call Corn's Glory, and they're just going to kill stuff, and it's going to be a happy days for me. Looking on, just saying,
Poor
yay!
Flyboys.
Corn's Glory did lose some nice kill pieces, though. It's the only thing he has.
That's true. Yeah, they got a little dinged up too, huh?
Next, we got Rebellious Scions versus the Cretaceans, and yeah, I've saw the Lizards winning this anyway. They're so strong, and then they got all the source development. It's great.
Oh, look at this MVP on his strength skink. This is Blodge strength skink.
Yep.
So that's nice. Keep that guy
Glide,
moving along
sidestep.
until he.
Ooh, so good.
I mean, he'll inevitably turn into dust at some point. But man, enjoy it while you got it.
Yep. 8337 on your skink with block feels good.
And a big one on the other side too with this witch elf. Getting a witch
the
elf
witch did die.
MVP early.
Do you know what died there, Rusty?
What died?
I don't know. Do you?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Let me. I'm not good at this. I gotta jump up a week because Nuffalitics. Nothing much. You got an armor busted lineman, unskilled, and then you got a dead guard lineman, which I guess the guard lineman for an elf team isn't the best. That's a little tough to replace.
Losing a guard lineman. That doesn't feel nice.
No, but I guess he'll get a couple other shots at it pretty quick because elves are nice and quick to level when you want to focus on them. But yeah, that hurts. That's losing a guard on an elf team is never easy.
Yeah. So, that's some rough stuff. Ironically, the Rebellious Scions did get more armor breaks, but they did more KOs than injuries. Well, the
Yeah.
Cretaceans decided to injure the crap out of them.
Mean lizards, lacking human empathy and warm blood.
Exactly. And then Ogrenized Crime versus High Fivers. We're talking about some Ogres versus Necro. I'm pretty sure the Necros got this when they got a Palm Wolf.
Yeah, that seems like a good pick. I'm gonna pick the ogres because ogres are cool, and they got snotlings. I don't care if you call them Noblars now; they're still snotlings in my heart forever.
I can believe you there. So, that's going to be that last look at the schedule there. Let's look at a few teams and just talk about them.
Sure.
So, I did say let's look at the High Fivers earlier today, so let's look at them. You prepared?
Uber the Nuber.
We high five with claws. What do you think about these wolves?
I think there's a lot of SPP in these wolves. Al Bundy and Bud Bundy, the family that wolfs together. Mighty blow on both of them. Piling on and agility. Think they need to die? I think that's my initial reaction.
Here. So friendly.
I mean, Al Bundy's going to be a legend in no time.
Yeah.
That's
his
just gonna
legend
fly
skill
along.
is probably actually going to be tackle since he didn't grab it at all.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Like, he's a pure killer. Otherwise, other than like lucking into dodge and agi, then also making him your primary scoring threat.
Well, I mean,
So you
dodge
gotta-
isn't lucking in. That's his normal access.
Oh, right, it is normal access. I always forget that.
Yeah, I know.
So
Wolves
it's just
just
the agi.
when they have all the mighty blow, it's like, oh, that's a normal pick. Why don't you just get all the pile on with it? Come on.
I guess maybe he was thinking about protecting it, but I think I might have taken tackle over the dodge on Al Bundy. and then just done dodge is kind of your wrap up legend skill to make
I think
him a
he
little
only
more
took dodge
survivable.
because he's already agility 4.
Yeah.
So just getting mobileness is good. But yeah, I would have taken tackle just because you're trying to aim at people already, and he's your palm wolf. But I mean,
What?
the other one's already a safety, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing is it doesn't, he's got Bud Bundy coming up right behind it, and he's already got Mighty Blow on it, so it's pretty much everything he needs, even if he was building up a fresh wolf again. And they build fast. So, and then look, both golems, both got block and guard. That's fantastic.
The whites both have guard. He's got an extra tackle, a mighty blow dodge on the other white, so he's going to get stand firm probably next. Well,
A lot of credit. This is a really lean team. There's
And-
not a lot of SVP where you don't want it, other than he probably needs some dirty players. But
yeah. I mean, he's got a block zombie, he's got a guard one, and got a kick one. Only one ghoul, which is why he's actually keeping it trim. And with no skills there, that's the real reason he's down in TV. And even
that
with
might be
this
the
high
real
roster-
reason he took dodge on this wolf as well. Because he's just not using the ghouls for that. They're just, mobile meat.
Honestly, I think one ghoul's fine. Just especially with his team makeup, he really doesn't need it. A second one.
Yeah, I agree. I think ghouls are a strangely optional piece on a necro build.
Yeah. I'm fine with one just because you kind of need one. They're good for that one guy that you just put there, and you're not sad if he dies. It's okay. He's
I'd
just
say
kinda
making him
fast.
into like a safety ball popper is probably a good idea.
Yeah, just some wrestle tackle.
Yep.
And if he dies, he dies. You buy a new one.
Yeah,
Whatever
and
you
you get the tackle first and the wrestle, and you can and then the wrestle will ensure he never gains SPP again for the rest of his life. And then he's a nice little kind of TV efficient piece.
Yeah. Then we do have a squig sandwich kiosk. I always tell people this is my least favorite enhancement. Because there's so
Oh,
many
yeah?
other cool ones out there. Like not getting riots and pitch invasions. Way better, in my opinion.
So yes, towards winning, I agree with you. Towards keeping your team alive, I disagree with you. And so it's like a matter like my I use the sandwich shack, so I'm willing to defend it. But I think it's mostly that the outcome I most want to never have happen is having one of my favorite players die to a rock. Like I'm willing to deal with them dying to anybody punching them or some mistake I make, but to have it could be completely outside of my control is like kind of intolerable.
Yeah.
So I've always opted for the sandwich hut.
Yeah.
But the security gate will win you more games for sure, especially as like orcs or necro or something that relies on having its pieces in place, which I guess technically is every team in Blood Bowl,
Yeah.
other than elves.
My only problem is just I've had a war dancer die to a pitch invasion because he was on the floor and got stomped on. So I'm not partial
yeah.
to throw a rock when, they will die on a pitch invasion sometimes.
Yeah, if you're an AV7 team or squishy, I could see that being a real concern.
But that's my thing.
Cool. I like the kick. It's nice to have kick for Necro. I think it's they're definitely a field position team.
And it needs a dirty player. That's about it,
Yeah, I'd say Tom the Troublemaker gets dirty player sooner or later off an MVP or a lucky hit, and then you're in business. Yeah, it's a nice team.
Very good.
The Wolves need to die, but it's a very nice team.
Yeah. Very nice team until it dies.
Yeah.
It's about all of them. And then we got a chance to look at another one of these teams. Which do we want to take a look at?
Do we look at Fear and Bloating, or do you guys do them recently?
Let me check out. I think we did do Fear and Bloating a little bit ago. Someone's probably going to
never
correct
mind.
me, but they got on the page there. Let's look at Nightmare on Elf Street. So I talked about them a bit. We know that they got an extra agility up because of a scorecard. So look at them. They got some leap. They got some agility 5. And they got some dumb stuff.
Speaking of things that need to die, there's a lot of pieces here that need to die. I like this fake war dancer here, Gregor Clegane.
Yeah. It's like, I'm just...
Lodge leap. Yeah. Lodge leap tackle, 5 agi. Oh, that's gross. And I just needs like wrestle and strip ball.
Well, the thing is, he already has a strip ball with Juggernaut. He's opted
There's a
to
strip
not
ball
take
piece.
Wrestle on his Witch Elf. Which
Oh
is
yeah, look at
ironic.
that.
So it's a really odd pick, but I like it, and it's cool.
I guess does it work for him? I mean, I haven't watched any of his games, but is that setup kind of working? That's a very weird one. I've never seen an elf quite like this.
Yeah, you jump in, and you're blitzing. And once you hit, if you get it both down, you just choose the Juggernaut option, and then boom, that ball's out of their hands. Granted, you have another
Right.
block to hope that you don't skill on, but it's not that bad. It's definitely a nice pickup when there's no sure hands. Like, great for lizard teams. For popping it out
What's
there.
his record like with this team? This is, I mean, with all this 5 agi,
This season, he's doing really well. Earlier season, he was mid-table to lower table. But he's
Right.
4-1-2 right now. And I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it's
well-
because no one can deal with all the dodge and all the leap and all the agility 5s.
with 3 agility 5 pieces, even 2 agility 5 pieces on a dark elf team is a bit of a nightmare. And then agility 5 with leap, which he's got 2 of, and another leaper who's just, woe is she at just agility 4.
Yeah.
That's a lot to handle, and that's a lot to mitigate against. So if you're like a bash team or whatnot, you can't even really set up the way you want to because you have to protect so many angles because there's so many ways a team like this can get at you.
Yep. And the only bad part
That's really
about
nice.
his team, really is that his kicker is minus armor. But he's still doing his job. So it's not...
Yeah,
too
he's
big a
not
deal.
long for this world. I mean, you're an AV8 elf team anyway, so I guess you're already a little rich in regards to your armor. But a kick lineman's easy enough to replace.
Yeah.
So even if he loses him, it's not a big deal.
And
And
he's not far away from his bench if he wants it. With just needing 10k to get a extra lineman. It's going to be
Yep.
a good time.
yeah, and I would say you should. I'm a fan of, especially on elf teams, of holding that bench. But I know that so many of them get used to rocking loners that they just never care about it. They're just like, that's just the way it is. I just rock loners.
Yeah.
But if
Dark
you have the
elves are-
opportunity to get to having a bench,
Yeah, Dark Elves and High
Yeah.
Elves are one of those teams that can sort of get away with it if they're allowed to. And he's
Yeah.
able to this next time. I would blow the money on it, not worry if a positional dies. Because if positional dies, you still have your other positions to cover the spot that you need it. Until you can
Oh, yeah.
save money to replace them and have your bench back again.
oh, I think you can play this dark elf team real brazy because the odds, unless you lose 2 agi 5 pieces in one game, you've basically got built-in redundancy to what you want to do.
Exactly.
It's fantastic.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff. So, that's it for them.
No enhancement. No stadium upgrade either. He's level 1 stadium.
That's probably
I guess
because
he's elves.
He had to be replacing some people, I remember. It was just like, oh, I lost this guy. Oh, I need to buy a witch now. Oh, I need this guy again. That sort of thing.
Yeah, it seems right.
So that's it for them. Don't think we need to cover anyone else.
All right.
So this was our Divisions 4 and 5 recap for Week 7. We're going to do a more in-depth one on Week 8 for our mid-season. Just want to get holes on that one. And thank you, Rusty, for coming in and helping out today.
Hey, no problem. It's the least I could do after missing the week. So yeah, it was fun. It's good to get a chance to look at these guys down in Division 5.
Yeah.
Haven't had much of a chance before. So thanks for having me.
So, see you guys.
Later, skaters.